Okay, good evening all. For those who do not know me, I am Dion Walker, the current bar manager here at the club, and I will be your MC for the night. Firstly, on behalf of the club, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all current and past members and guests here tonight, and also a special welcome to our Clubs New Zealand delegate, Bones Nutira, and his wife Kay. This club was officially opened on August the 23rd, 1975, exactly 50 years ago to the day, and tonight we celebrate this remarkable milestone, sharing memories and creating new ones. Before introducing our speakers, I would like to read out a poem I found while looking through the club's history, written by a former committee member by the name of Norman Nelms. This poem was written in 1985, and I'm going to read it verbatim. Some years ago, about 12 or so, down at the local pub, old Jimmy Mac from around the back got idea of a club. So we got some folks together, though we didn't get them all, and started holding evenings, each 3 weeks, in the hall. We had to raise some money at a reasonable percent. All members, they contributed, some gave, while others lent. And when this was collected, and we had a building fund, we contracted with a builder, a bloke called Mr. Lund. With building up and finished, we had to have a barman. So we got a bloke from Timaru, we all knew as John Harmon. But John, he did a bunk one night and caused a stir, by golly. So then we got another one and ended up with Wally. Most members have enjoyed our club and patronised it well, using our facilities or with perhaps a yarn to tell. Men, women and their children have had a lot of fun. You couldn't get a better place that costs as little money. We've had 4 local presidents, Jim, Len and Tom and Tosh. They've had a lot to answer for and stood a lot of slosh. They've had their share of trouble from members of the mob, but those who made it hard for them just couldn't do their job. And now there's talk of building on with snooker balls to scatter. We haven't paid for what we've got, but to some that doesn't matter. 10 years have gone, and some have passed on, since first our subs we paid. Let's hope the future holds for us as much as that decade. Thank you all. Outstanding poem. So I would now like to introduce our current club president, Mr. Graeme Walker.
Thank you all for coming here tonight and making this such an occasion. I'll probably need glasses for this. This is sorry, we've had a big day by the time we got here this morning to do up the club and get things ready for you people, and that's what we do. Just a small insight into the opening of the club. The Pareora Country Club first came to concept in 1971 after a disagreement between Jim McIntyre and the local publican's wife. Discussions between locals were had and Mr. McIntyre petitioned the community for interest, which prompted an overwhelming response. A visit was made to Bob Henderson, Waimate, to discuss how to start a club, because Waimate had just already started one, you see. A special committee meeting in '74 attended to build the club premises from C. Lund was accepted. Funds for complete construction were concerned for the committee at this time. We decided to put forward a compulsory depth of benches for members. Construction of the building began in February '75. Although a charter to serve members of liquor had yet to be issued by the Licensing and Control Commission, the club's committee had been advised one would be issued if adequate premises were built. By August 75, construction was all but complete except for the car park area. A charter was issued to the club on August 21st, which is 3 days before this club opened. 2 days later, the club was officially opened by Mr. D. Morton of the Canterbury Frozen Drink Company. Membership had reached 488 by this point, with a waiting list. The club had applied to the Licensing and Control Commission to have the membership cap lifted from 350 to 500, but this was unsuccessful. This was in the days where you had limited membership in your club. The sports clubs, they developed with pool and darts and snooker and all that, and many others. So what they had to do is they had to build on. So for a start, they built on to the funding become a spotlight issue with the noticeable downturn in support for the raffles and club numbers in general declining towards the end of the 1970s. Decided to increase the debentures to cover the cost of extending the building to allow more sports section space and potentially generate more income. In April '79, the committee approved the extension of the club by C. London Sons at a cost of $18,000, with votes taken on the direction of the extension. This was built in '79 with the office moving from the south of the building to the newly built area, which was from over here, and that bit was built on. In the late 80s, further extension was approved, and that's right, somebody else died. In the late 80s, further extensions were approved to decide to build a new sports hall attached to the club. The hall began constructions in '89 and was built by volunteer labour to keep costs down. A freak windstorm destroyed the framework and had to be rebuilt from scratch again. The new hall was opened on the August of 15, '89 by Len Bennett. I think a lot of you people know him. In November 2009, the committee called a special meeting to discuss closure. At this stage, some members stepped up and propped up the club by offering to keep it afloat by way of mortgage on the club payable on closure and sale, which means these people put up the money. They did not get a cent back until the place closed or was sold, closed and sold. So virtually gifted until the club was no more. The sports sections were slowly closing through lack of participation. Some kept going strong, but by 2010, the once thriving darts and card sections all had dissolved. 2012, the club AGM minutes noted there were only 82 financial members. Over the next decade, steep increases in costs, including heating, power, liquor, supply, wages, insurance, and licensing fees saw the club reach the brink of closure, not aided by the outbreak of COVID-19, which severely restricted the club's trading for some time. Today, the club is still surviving. There's now increased financial membership to virtually around about 150 members at this stage, aided by the closure of a nearby club, which we welcome the card section from the Cosy Club. It's kept running by its loyal supported members and a dedicated member who devote much of their free time towards ensuring the club stays open with an eye to the future. I would like tonight to thank all the people who have helped me do my job. My wife who puts up with me doing it, for a start. The committee who I have now, thank you very much for what you do. All the volunteers we had today, Aaron and his team as well, to decorate the hall. And thank you. And mainly to you, the members, who keep this club going, because we only do our job. We couldn't do it without your members' support. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Graeme. Now, I would like to invite Clubs New Zealand Canterbury North Otago board member Mr. Bones Nutira to say a few words.
Evening, everybody. If you want to know, I'm called Bones. I'm the skinniest person that lives in Cobb. I've been called Bones since I was born. So everyone knows me as Bones, and it's just stuck right through my 60-something years, so that's why I'm always introduced as Bones. First of all, I'd like to thank Graeme and his executive staff for inviting me and my lovely wife, Kay. Can never remember I'm up or down, but we come from Cobb, so I presume I'm down. Here tonight to enjoy these facilities with you. Huge milestone, 50 years. I've attended 2 or 3 this year with clubs reaching a milestone, and they all had the same story. They all had more downs than ups, but they're still trading through dedication of members who volunteer their time to keep the place going. And by the sound of it, you've got an awesome president and executive that do a lot of work for you. I've got one member of this club. I played darts many years ago, and I remember coming down with the Canterbury team to play Central Regions, and out the back there I hit a couple of 180s. So yeah, that was my one member of this club. I have been in here a few times, and it's lovely to see that you're still going. It's getting tough out there. I look after all the clubs in the Canterbury area. You know, you talk about 100 and 10 or 15 people. You know, we've got one in Christchurch, it's got 11,000. You know, I've got 3 in Christchurch, over 10,000. But it's the little clubs that make a big difference. I've tried to convince that lovely card section of yours over there earlier on, perhaps put a hand up and host a tournament here to generate some extra income for you. I've been out the back, you've got plenty of room out there. So yeah, I do know them from tournaments because I get around a bit, and it was nice meeting them here tonight. And just like to congratulate you on your win, I believe, at the Nationals in Weymouth earlier this year. So well done. It's nice to hear that. So that's me. And once again, thank you for inviting me down to enjoy these facilities with you. Thank you.
Thanks very much for that, Bones. I would now like to introduce Mr. Peter Collins, one of only 2 surviving inaugural club committee members. So, Peter, if you'd like to come forward, please.
Thanks, Neil. Well, Graeme, you've done your homework, boy. You stole my bloody show. First of all, there's not only myself and Billy Clark, there's our oldest member here, Len Bradley. His photo should be up there because he was on the original committee with us, and Len was always one that I'm away for the weekend. So that's how his photo didn't get there, but he should have been up there with us. So Billy Clark lives in the North Island now, and he's in his mid-80s. So at our last committee meeting, we rang him, and he sent a message wishing the club all the very best for the future, and congratulations on getting to 50 years. So that come from Billy. We've all heard how this club started, but I was one of the young boys that was in the pub the night it all happened. And there was a fella called Tommy McIntyre and Jimmy McIntyre. These are 2 brothers. Now, it was all over a 20-cent piece, if you really want to know, because he liked playing pool. This was Tommy. So he went to the pub this night and he put his 20 cents on the table. But then down the track he put another one on. And Mavis saw it. So Mavis, being the publican's wife, turned around and said, "You bastard, you can't do that." He said, "I'll do what I like. I am here every night." And the way she went, you see. So young Jimmy, we cock sparrow in those days, he turns around and says to Mavis, "I'll tell you what I'll do to you. I'll build a club in Pareora." She said, "Oh, we've heard this before from you. It'll never ever happen because we'll make sure that it doesn't happen. Well, that made Jimmy McIntyre more and more determined to build this club. So on the years went, the club had its golf section, it had its darts, it had its rugby club, which was a big supporter to this club. And it also had your hockey club, and this club has supported those people very, very well, not in money, but in having the building here as a venue for those sports people. And of course it supported them well, like it did our bar managers. So, you know, this little club has gone through hell. It's been up and it's been down. And everybody in this room knows what it's been through. And it's amazing how it got to 50 years. But to bring it to attention, 16 years ago, the bar manager called a special meeting. And he said to the club members that the club is broke and it will be closing next weekend. So a few of the club members asked a few questions and they took the mortgage over. So that meant then that the club had no debt. But we found out that there was other money hidden away that was overdrafts, you name it, the gaming machines behind us that were there then, one wasn't paid for and it was all, you know, real bad news. So these people, we were lucky enough, just like we're lucky now. So this little club goes down and then it comes back up, and then it goes down and up again. Well, I'll tell you, these people from Geraldine, Bev and Darryl, he became the president, she became the secretary. They run the dart club for the regions around here. And she knew that we had no money, so she had her tournaments brought here to this club most Sundays. And I could not believe the money that they brought in. It was incredible. So next thing, 6 months went by, $7,000 overdraft that I helped the club myself with. They turned around and paid me back. There was not a problem. They got the thing up and cranking, and away we went. So there's our up again. We carried on down the track, thinking everything was going all right. And all of a sudden, it got to the stage again, she just kept going down. Now, I'm not putting my finger at anybody for this. We just could not get bums on seats. Nobody came to our club, and it just slowly, with paying wages, doing everything right, balance sheet looked good, but no money. And then along came a family, the Walkers. And I tell you what, this is the first time that this club has ever been run voluntary. Jenny, Graeme and Dion do so much for this club. It's incredible. So I'd like you to put your hands together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Peter. At this point, I would now like to open up to the floor. So if anybody would like to come up and say a few words and share some stories, please come forward.
Good evening, guys. Bert, McCarthy. I've been on the committee I was on the committee for about 17 years, and I've been here a couple of times as president. Second time I wasn't really interested in doing it. But there was nobody here to stand up and do the job. It has been a club where the people, the workers have got off their arse and done something, and we've had some horrendous times here. The rugby club, if it wasn't for the rugby club and the ball section, the dart club, the bowls club, we wouldn't have a club. The amount of people that have put that much hard work, finances, time, even now the people who do the gardens that that come in, you don't even see the work that they're doing behind the scenes, and you've got to take your hand off to them. And to have here after 50 years, there's some people over here that were here 40 years ago, and they've moved out and come back. And the club itself has put so much work into the district, and it's so bloody good. But there's also been some real characters have been here. Excuse me. There's like Wally Wilson, who was one of our best barmen ever. He had this place singing. Some of our presidents, Tosh, he was the main bus driver, not just for the club, for the politics and for the darts, but for the rugby, the netball, and some of the stories that we used to get back, especially with the netball when he was driving, were quite horrendous. So, we won't say them, will we? Hockey club, the whole lot. That was just so, everybody was there prepared to stand up and do their job. There's also some characters that have been through the club here. One of the guys, rugby, especially rugby, I just got on as president, and I had a mate that I'll stir this whole bastard up. We come back from rugby one day, and a certain person says, I'll tell this black fella, I won't say the word what he called, but he, bang, flat on his ass. And I'd been on the president's job 3 days. Out of here, Tahu, get out of here, you bastard. This is me mate. Well, the meeting, emergency meeting was called. We said, kick him out of here for life. That's it. No, we can't have that. Right, that's fine. Just remember, 3 months ago, there was 2 members of the club here, had a stand down, knock about, drag about, a scrap on the floor. They both got 3 months. Yeah. And Tahu being Tahu, it's good, just what I want. He got 3 months as well. Another one here was sitting here on a Saturday afternoon. Arnie, Bob Bolton, a few of us. The phone went, it was Dot. You coming over here, buddy, dinner? Oh, we haven't got to get there. Half an hour later, Dot arrives. Dinner on the plate, knives, forks, pepper and salt. Slams it on his table over here. If you're going to sit here and bloody drink all day, you might as well bloody live here. Here's your dinner. That's one. Doc gets to about the door here, and he calls out, "Oi, where's me bloody pudding?" Holy shit, I didn't ask him. Oh, that's right, look, I've had my wife deliver dinner around here a few times too, and some of their better days, sport days and that. But no, it's good to see so many people here, and believe me, for the work that Graeme, Jenny, Dion, and the committee at the top now, thanks very much for keeping the club going. It's a lot of hard work. We do have a good pool section going, and it's Thursday nights. It just, everybody comes around and has it here and plays pool. I would like to see the dart club going again. Dion is trying his damnedest to get it going with another fella. Just people enjoy the club. It is a good place to come around and have a beer, believe me. And it's good to see so many people here. 50 years, it's a long time, believe me. I joined, I think they put me bloody nomination fee on the table there as well. My dad nominated me. But thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Dion. Thanks, Graeme, Jenny, and the committee. They've done a good job. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Bert, you legend. Yes, we are going to be getting the dance section going here again, just for a point of reference. I'm going to definitely make sure we can do that. Okay, what we'll do, guys, we'll get on with things. We'll now proceed with the cutting of the cake. So I'd like to call forward now Life Member and Past President Mr. Len Bradley and current President Mr. Graeme Walker to do the honours. Thanks.